What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Snowcast Sports Talk podcast, episode 68. Matthew, if you don't mind standing up, showing your sweatshirt here. We both got to stand up. Come on.
Yeah. Oh,
We
yeah.
have New York Giants versus New England Patriots. Who has the brighter future? Matthew.
The other reason he made me do that was he got me this for Christmas, which
I
thank you.
did get him that for Christmas. These sweatshirts are great. Shout out to whatever company makes these sweatshirts, but it looks good for a debate on who has a brighter future. So Matthew has prepared a little bit more for this. We're going to go just back and forth on a reason we think our team is brighter, and then we will rebuke and then go to the next one, and we'll just go for a little bit. Let us know what you believe, what you think down below on who has a brighter future, the New York Giants or the New England Patriots. Matthew, I'll let you decide if you want to defer or receive in this debate.
Ooh.
We can
receive.
By the way, we can be heated, we can be nasty. We can just let's not swear a lot.
Yeah, we'll keep the swearing to a minimum.
But
yeah, this
whatever-
might get a little brutal.
Whatever you need to say is totally fine. So you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start here, and I will just quickly say on a more of an objective state of just objective statement of just this is actually an interesting conversation about which team's going to be better. You know, you just go back not too many years, and you're just like, okay, Patriots, right? And now it's just like, well, no, it's not coming to that. The head coach is getting old. We have a new quarterback. We're really kind of 50-50 about right now. Whereas the Giants just came off a great season, and DJ's looking great. So, you know, we just actually talked about the cap space issue, though, and paying people. So
We'll see.
we don't know. Maybe
We'll see.
maybe the Giants will just go right down because the money will just become a huge issue.
I mean, look at the Cowboys. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you one argument before we start. Overpaying Daniel Jones. Look at Dak with the Cowboys. Now, I'm not giving you any other good ones.
True, but although I will say Dak Prescott is good. He's not great, and maybe doesn't deserve as much as he's getting paid, but he's good. Billy disagrees. I hate the Cowboys, and I don't really like Dak Prescott, but he's proven himself. He's good at points. He's not good all the time. But you watch that game against the Bucks, the playoffs. He was on fire
Against the Bucks. All right.
against the Bucks. But yes, let's get on topic here.
You can open.
I will start with my first reason, and it's the one that's the least fun because it's the most obvious for me to say at this point in the Patriots. But it's because Mac Jones is going to have Bill O'Brien. You know, they actually were together in Alabama for a little bit, and they did cross paths. And Mac Jones, you look at him in Alabama, and he's epic. He has some great seasons. I wish I knew a little bit more about some of his college stuff. I need to go back through and watch that tape just to see what he really was like. But I forget the numbers that were put up when I was looking into this. But I mean, he was great in college, and it's why Bill Belichick took him. Also because he's friends with the coach at Alabama. So I'm sure that it's just like, hey, take Mac Jones. But the fact that Mac Jones now is going to have a proper offensive coordinator, and it's not going to be Matty P calling all the plays, which just he's not an offensive coordinator, and that got proven last season. So it's point number one, and why the Patriots are going to be better coming up is Mac Jones has a proper offensive coordinator. That is
Bill O'Brien tanked the Texans into the ground, traded away all their best players.
As a head coach.
Is interrupting? No, I'm just kidding. That's a good point. Mac Jones will have a better coordinator. My real question is who's a better offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels or Bill O'Brien?
I genuinely have no idea. I really don't.
Well, let's hope it's Bill O'Brien because Josh McDaniels.
I really hope.
Josh McDaniels was a good enough coordinator that he became a head coach, and he couldn't win a playoff game with Mac.
And, well, I mean, to the Bills. And right now, sadly, no matter what I say is going to be good about the Patriots next season, I think we kind of have a weird moment where it's like we're just going to make it to the wild card of the playoffs and lose to the Bills every time.
As a Giants fan, I can sympathize with you on being in a tough division. I think you and me are both in the hardest divisions in football right now. I think some of the best teams are the Dolphins, the Bills, the Cowboys, the Eagles. I think Washington and the Jets are both becoming better, so I will give that to you. The first reason that the Giants are better, will have a brighter future than the New England Patriots is our head coach is leagues and bounds better in every situation than Bill Belichick is. There's a great saying: you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Harvey Dent 2008.
Yeah, Harvey Dent 2008. And as every season passes, we get to see in more clarity that Tom Brady was more of the reason the Patriots were winning Super Bowls. Bill Belichick won the first one against the Rams and the last one against the Rams, and every other one in between, it was basically Brady and his offense. Brady threw the most passing yards in a playoff game, and Bill Belichick couldn't stop Nick Foles and Alshon Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar in that Super Bowl. On the other hand, Brian Daboll just won Coach of the Year. He was a coach at Alabama, just like Nick Saban. He took Josh Allen and molded him into a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. And then he took Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, who both had horrible years, and elevated both of them. When you look at the Giants' schedule last year, most of the games the Giants won against the Packers, against the Ravens, against the Titans, against the Vikings in the playoffs, we won because of superior coaching. Superior coaching was the reason we were winning games. When you watched Patriots games, it was not because of superior coaching. Very rarely was it because of superior coaching. You were winning games playing shit teams, winning by a lucky punt return at the end against the Jets in a 3-3 game. And your defense was very underwhelming, and that's Bill Belichick's supposed to be his best quality. So one of the reasons the Giants have a better, brighter future than the New England Patriots is in the next 5 years, Brian Daboll will still be the Giants head coach, and Bill Belichick might be out the door. And I really hope for you it's not Bill O'Brien that's your new head coach after, because we saw how that went with the Texans.
All right, I do have a couple things to say to that. How many Super Bowls has Brian Daboll won? 4.
Under Bill Belichick.
Brian Daboll?
Brian Daboll's first job in 2000 was a defensive assistant for Bill Belichick, and he was with them all the way up until the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, interesting. I really did not know that.
Yeah.
But
he went to and he also was at Alabama for a few years as the offensive coordinator with Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And you know who? Do you know who his assistant was? I'm pretty sure Bill O'Brien.
Oh, checks out.
Oh no! Bill O'Brien was the Texans head coach. Keep going.
Okay, at that time, okay. I was gonna say I think the years he was with Alabama was when Mac Jones and Tua and Jalen were there.
To give you your point though, just quickly, Brian Daboll has never won a Super Bowl as a head coach. He's been on Super Bowl teams with Bill Belichick.
Right, and so that to say the Giants have a better head coach than the Patriots, and that guy's never won a Super Bowl as a head coach. I mean, sure, maybe at this moment, Bill O'Brien might be a better head coach than Bill Belichick is.
You mean Brian Daboll?
Brian Daboll.
Yeah, we got a lot of Bills, Brians rolling around here. A lot of Bs.
But Billy B, he's just getting older. But Billy B is proven and tested. Like, he has won the most Super Bowls out of any head coach ever. So to say that Brian Daboll is better, sure, he might be looking better at this moment, but he really isn't. Like, it's like comparing Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady. Is Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady? At this moment, yes. But overall, they have a couple more years they gotta prove some stuff.
My young friend, you must have forgot the title of the debate. Who has the brighter future? Not who has the more accolades.
Well, yes, it's true. But to say that that's just incorrect. To say that Brian Daboll is a better head coach than Bill Belichick is just that's just silly. You're silly.
So if you're building a team right now, you're building a brand new team.
I take Brian Daboll.
That's a brighter future.
I mean, it's true. It's true. But you can't say he's a better head coach.
I'm saying there's a brighter future in the next 5 years. I think Brian Daboll will be a better head coach in the next 5 years than Bill Belichick will be. Bill Belichick is the GOAT head coach, but you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Harvey Dent 2008. But no, still,
you can concede a point, by the way.
No. I'm not taking that away. I'm more or less commenting on the point where you said he's a better head coach. It is a brighter future, and I will say that is where the Giants do have some points there. Is Brian Daboll is a great head coach, and that is pretty exciting. He's staying with the Giants. I'm trying to remember some of the other things you said because I went off on that a little longer than I anticipated.
No, you're okay. I talked about Brian Daboll winning games because of coaching. So I said, when the Giants would win games, it was not because of the talent the Giants have. It was because of the coaching. But when
we went 3-3 against the Jets. Our defense sucked that game, sure. But at week 3 or 4, Lions were the highest scoring offense, and we shut them
That's
out.
a good point. Yeah.
And so we had weird games this past season. Weird games we should not have lost against the Raiders. Luckily, we won that game against the Jets. I was really nervous, and that was an awful game.
Fun defense.
And Zach Wilson, honestly, I'm happy he just stole the show at the end of that, and everyone afterwards just talked about how much Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I know. Matt got out of that
awful.
unscathed. Huh?
Yeah, Matt got out of that okay, and everyone's like,
it's Matt.
I think although the Patriots had a weird season this last season, I mean, you look at everything they had before. The Bill Belichick knows how to run a defense, and we did see bits of that still in this past season, just not all the time. So I guess I'm arguing your points just a tiny bit, but I can't argue the point of Bill or Brian Daboll. I cannot argue that point because
it's our best. Yeah. I'm going to start with my best point and move from there. And the best point is I don't know if I have a general manager. Because I could argue, we're better at drafting. I've only had my GM for 1 year, but Belichick's been horrible at drafting. So I think 1 or 2 good drafts and the Giants are better. But the only thing right now is Brian Daboll is the Giants' best resource. I mean, it is why we're competitive.
No, I agree. Moving on to my next point. Someone who shined this last season, who is only, I think, going to continue to shine, and I want to make sure I get this name right, is Ramondre Stevenson. He killed last season. Although running back, yeah. Although he had a really bad move against the Raiders and handed Jacoby Myers the ball, then Jacoby Myers decided to throw it. We'll just put that at the bottom.
Wasn't gonna bring it up.
About that. Yeah, just put that at the bottom. That game hurt me, but I went into this previous year thinking that Damian Harris was going to be our main running back, and then Damian Harris got hurt early on, and Stevenson picked up that weight and more. I mean, he was epic, and I think he's only going to get better. When the Patriots have a good running back, they're kind of unstoppable sometimes. And we did see bits of that this past year where Ramondre was just able to run that ball and our defense was able to hold it. We were able to win games that way. And that's been the Billy B method for a minute now. So, when he gets comfortable with that, I feel kind of comfortable in that too. That is all I have to say to that.
Fair. So when it comes to rosters, I think you and me both are going to have a tough time comparing a Giants roster to a Patriots roster just because of lack of understanding of each other's rosters. But the only thing I'll say is the Patriots' strength has always been the running back position. We said it in the last podcast. They literally just find a 7th-round pick who was going to work at a Burger King, and they throw him back there, and he's better than the previous guy. And that's always been the Patriots' way. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge advocate for signing a running back to a huge deal. Because the Patriots proven if your offensive line is sound and your offense is sound, the running back just needs to find the hole. Yeah. I'm not going to argue any of that. I think the Patriots always have a good stable back there of running backs. I think they still do. I'm not going to argue that one. They probably have a brighter future than the Giants do because Saquon's now on the wrong side of 25. Matt Breida is 31 or 32. And then Gary Brightwell, our third stringer, is more of a special teams guy. So we might be looking for a running back this year. So if you want to get as granular as that, yes, the Patriots probably have the better running back core.
Oh yeah. But maybe my points are a bit specific sometimes.
I like it.
I have a couple more. But yeah, Ramondre Stevenson just looked so epic this past year.
Like it. All right. The Giants are going to have an easier time in their division than the Patriots will. When you look at the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills, those are 3 teams that are all in the up and up. The Cowboys are not going to be able to sign a lot of their starters because Ezekiel Elliott is going to be making $20 million if they keep him. Dak Prescott's going to be making $45 million. And now Mike McCarthy is going to be calling the plays. They got the one good person in their team, on their staff, and sent him over to the Chargers for some reason. Mike McCarthy couldn't win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. And now you're telling me he's going to do it with Dak.
Yeah.
The Eagles, 11 of the 22 starters on the Eagles roster are free agents this year. 11 of the 22. The Eagles could have a good year next year, but it would not shock me if they can't sign all their guys. And I think their coach is a blubbering goofball. I don't care what anyone says. The team wins in spite of that fool, not because of him. Washington, they got Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs' offensive coordinator, is now their assistant head coach and OC. That could help. But who's their quarterback? Sam Howell? I think Sam Howell, he played 1 game last year. Now let's look at the AFC East. Jets, they're a Derek Carr away from going to the playoffs. They have a very good team. They have built through the draft. When we talk about drafting, they're a team that has built through the draft. Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, who they traded for. They have Quentin Williams on the other side of the ball. Jermaine Johnson. They have Hall. Was that his name?
Yeah,
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall was their new rookie this year.
And then he got hurt, but he was playing great.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh is a very underrated head coach, and now they have Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator. Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous about that.
Dolphins. If Tua doesn't get his head bludgeoned 6 times, they probably would have won a playoff game. I mean, they would have beaten the Bills. If we're being real about it, the Dolphins were in that game the whole time. And then you have Buffalo, who I think could have a tough year next year, but Josh Allen is a top 3 quarterback. So when you look at who the Patriots' 6 games against their division rivals are, and you look at the Giants and their division rival, I think the Giants have a better chance of beating their guys than the Patriots do. I think the AFC East is going to start getting really good. Plus, on a bigger scheme, to get to the Super Bowl, Mac Jones has to go through Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Has to do at least one of them, and will probably have to do a combination. The Giants, on the other hand, in the NFC, Aaron Rodgers is declining. Tom Brady is gone. Dak is washed. I don't know who. I mean, Jalen Hurts. Trevor Lawrence in the AFC, too. So the Giants also have a brighter future for those reasons as well. I think the NFC and then the NFC East are both easier than the AFC as a whole or the AFC East.
That's actually a great point. But something I will say is I was looking at some statistic, and I think Jared Goff had a slightly better year than Josh Allen.
He probably did, but he's on the Detroit Lions, and they're cursed. If you want to talk about the Chargers being cursed...
True. No, Chargers are cursed. Detroit Lions cursed. Texans cursed. Like, there's just some you're going cursed down with them. But I need to see a little bit more and see what the Patriots do in terms of the wide receiver position. But I am going to talk about that as well. And I need to see what they do in terms of the defense and just upgrade a little bit. But I bet you if they have a good offseason, I bet you we'll beat the Bills one time next year.
Okay.
They're on the decline.
I said that. I said that too.
Yeah.
They got to figure something out because they're a Josh Allen and a Stephon Diggs away from being the Colts.
Yeah, no, 100% true.
The rosters look similar to me. It's just they have a top 3 quarterback, so they win most of their games.
Yeah, and honestly, that top 3 quarterback, again, looks like he's going down a little bit. And I personally, as much as I shouldn't, I do kind of like Josh Allen.
Who doesn't? But you know what happened to him? He lost Brian Dable. Let's go back to my coaching point. And then look at Daniel Jones this year.
No, it's true. I mean, it's 100% true. But yeah, no, it is true that the Jets are looking a little bit scary. But at the same time, I can't help but just kind of chuckle. They're the Jets.
I'm not going to argue.
Although they look scary, I'm not so nervous.
It's like when the Commanders roll in. It just doesn't scare me the same way.
It just kind of chuckles. Although I am always nervous to go down to South Beach. That never goes well.
Fair, yeah. But I think
never goes well.
But I think my better point is you have to go through jail. You have to go through so many quarterbacks to get to the Super Bowl, and the Giants don't.
That's tough. Yeah, I guess if you want to look at who's going to have a better season as who's going to make it, who's a better chance of making it to the Super Bowl, I guess what, the Giants probably do just because of Patrick Mahomes
and Josh Allen. And Joe Burrow.
I think there's a chance we can start to beat the Bills a little bit. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, I would actually love to see that game. Actually, I did see that game this past season. We played decent against them. They did beat us maybe by a touchdown, but it was just a touchdown. They didn't play so horrible. Maybe it was 2 touchdowns. I don't remember. But I
don't remember that game being fun to watch for Patriots fans.
But. No, I do remember it being a little bit rough. But I'm just saying we were still in the fight. And that's actually going to go into my next point here. Everyone's talking about this very disappointing season, and I think I'm overhyping it just for the sake of having fun with it a little bit. But we had some really, really bad games. We only went 8-9. That's a losing record. We didn't make the playoffs, so it wasn't great. It was technically a failed season, but we didn't play that bad. And I think people are talking about it like it's the biggest fail that's ever happened. We went 8-9. It's not horrible. And I think people are just overhyping a little bit with how much the Patriots declined. We played some terrible games that we should have played better against the Jets. Mainly that game where it was 3-3, and then luckily our defense just showed up at the end finally. Or our defense showed up that whole game, but Zach Wilson didn't. But yeah, I just think we're not going to be as bad moving forward, especially with just the hire of Bill O'Brien. And I think the overall hype around the Patriots sucking is a bit overhyped.
I think it's fair. I think it's really fair.
Like you just look at other teams, we're still a lot better than a lot of teams. Yeah, but sadly we have just declined from the
top of the mountain,
overarching empire we were with in the 2000s and the 2010s. But that's expected when you're in the empire for 20 years,
which is a long empire.
Yeah, it's a long dynasty. But yeah, that's the only points I really had to that was it's just a bit overhyped.
Yeah, how bad you guys are.
Yeah, I keep seeing it like thumbnails that says like the 5 best teams, the 5 mediocre teams, and the 5 worst. And it shows just like Mac Jones and it says fail, and you're just like, yeah, at points it was not great, but at other points we were on top of it.
No, I think the better way to put it is you guys are a few players away from being a winning team again.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a few coaches away from.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
You're a Bill O'Brien away from being 9-7, which is what the Giants were. So think about it like that. One of the things that the Patriots are going to struggle with, and you don't want to believe this, but I live in New England too. You guys are 3 bad Mac Jones games away from there being a quarterback controversy in New England with Zappy on that roster.
Yes, but Bill Belichick is still our head coach, and he's just going to let that stir and not pay attention to it.
Well, that's not what he did. That's not what he did this year.
A little bit. He put
Zappy in the middle of a game.
Well, I mean, I do believe a little bit that was an intention. Zappy sat there from the beginning of that game with his helmet on. Mac Jones was still in a massive brace. I don't think it was a great idea to put Mac in at the beginning of that game, but I do think Bill Belichick just wanted to see where he was at in a weird way.
Whatever happens with the Giants and their quarterback situation, Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, a free agent, or a draft pick, we understand where we're going with our quarterback, and we'll understand it come September 1st when we start football season. The Patriots, I'm telling you, put it here, 3 bad games from Mac. You guys start 0-3, 1-2. Bill O'Brien's system is not showing up as it should. They're going to start screaming for Zappy. You hear it everywhere, Matthew. This is every uneducated Patriots fan goes, give me Zappy. Give me Zappy. And they have no idea and they have no idea what they're talking about.
But again, I don't think Bill Belichick's going to let that affect any sort of play or the way they're going to play their game.
It doesn't matter.
And in all honesty, the Mac Jones Bailey Zappy combo is kind of epic. If those 2 guys can find their game, we do have 2 decent quarterbacks, and especially if Zappy is as good as he was showing in his first 4 games. I mean, that's just going to be great.
I mean, the problem is Zappy's not good, Matt. You put him in, and then he got his ass kicked by the Bears.
The first primetime game he has ever played.
The Bears, Matthew. They won. They have the first overall pick this year.
The Bears were there 3 weeks in a row in a primetime 8 o'clock slot. That was the Patriots first and Zappy's first, and we played horrible. Like I was saying, we had weird glitches this year where stuff should have gone right and it just didn't. And the Bears game was one of them. But that was the first prime 8 o'clock game everyone's watching Monday night that the Patriots had and that Zappy had ever played in. And I think if you look at the Bears 3 weeks schedule, like that game the 3 weeks prior, they were there every week for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
And Justin Fields popped off this season.
Oh, Justin Fields is not the problem with the Bears.
Yeah,
and
no.
The fact that they're thinking about trading him, but
yeah, that's mind blowing.
Topic for a different day.
I would take Justin Fields in the Patriots, please.
Yeah, on the Giants, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I personally like him.
Okay, I need to think. So I did coaching. I think we have superior coaching. I think we're in a better division in the sense of more opportunity.
I do have one to bring up that is
a
bit true to the Patriots and something the Giants are struggling with a little bit. We have 2 wide receivers at the moment that really could be amazing, and I think Jacoby Myers is close to being a very good wide receiver.
This is good. I just want to say my last one was going to be the Patriots are very good at underutilizing talented players. Do you know you have the 2nd and 3rd highest paid tight ends in the NFL?
I did. I was about to bring up Hunter Henry.
Do you know who the other? Jonnu Smith? He makes more than Travis Kelce, I think.
That is whack to me. He did not do a whole lot this year, and didn't really show up at all. And Hunter
But
Henry
again,
looked
you
awesome.
can
Hunter Henry had some great touchdowns.
you can attribute it to Bill O'Brien being there now.
It's true. It's true.
So
And I
we'll
think
see.
hopefully we'll see our tight ends do even more. But just in terms of wide receivers, Jacoby Myers was almost Mac Jones' binky last year until he got hurt. And if Mac Jones was in a tight spot, he'd throw it to Jacoby. And I think they started to
I think
get
Myers is a free agent this year, by the way. I don't know if he's coming back.
Oh, really? I think I've heard he's a free agent, but I feel like they're going to keep him. I feel
Let's
like
see.
just the connection that that he has with Mac Jones and how they play that is something at least I would hold on to. But the other name I was going to toss up was a rookie
Thornton.
last year who only saw some limited time but still looked good and had some big drops during some big games. But again, he's a rookie, and that was Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah, your draft pick. Yeah.
Yeah, he's someone who could really show up. And
That's what they said about N'Keal Harry for 4 years. Is that's someone who could
true.
really
It's
show
true.
up.
It's true. And it might not work out. But again, I'm just talking about what is the potential upside for the future of them. And, if they can develop Jacoby Myers and Tyquan Thornton, I mean, that would be a deadly wide receiving duo. English J's been tough.
It's okay.
Along with, I feel like what the Patriots really need to look for in a contract, picking up like another player or drafting is a wide receiver. We do need a star wide receiver.
A number one.
And I don't know if Jacoby Myers and Tyquan Thornton are those guys. I really hope one of them is, but I'm just not positive. But the two of them still can develop into a great threat duo. And yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Well, my counter is I think the Patriots always have a lot of talent on their team, but without Tom Brady, they struggle to get the most out of them. So we'll see now with Bill O'Brien, but I would argue that the Giants did a lot more with a lot less talent this year than the Patriots had. Like, can you name me the two tight ends that we had on the Giants?
Nope.
I can name you because they're the second and third highest paid tight ends, and I think the Giants tight ends probably had more, or I guess better stats. Wide receivers.
Yeah.
Can you name me any wide receivers on the Giants?
I can. I just need to think about it for a second. Matt Breida. Is that his last name?
That's our second string running back.
Oh, is that a running back? Ah, shit.
What I'm telling you though is
Slayton.
Slayton, who's a free agent this year as well.
Right.
So, but that's I guess the point I'm making is if you compare the Giants and the Patriots, I think the Giants maximize more of their talent. But again, that goes back to the coaching. So we have to see how Bill.
I was about to bring up Matty P again. Like, so much of that's Matty P's fault.
Oh, yeah, and Joe Judge, and trust me, I get that. So my final point is red zone offense. So, again, Bill O'Brien should fix on this, but I'm just going to look at what it was this year, and I know this because Joe Judge is a man of consistency. You guys had the 32nd or 31st ranked red zone offense. So that's touchdowns within the 15-yard line of the red zone, or within the 15 line of the end zone. And the Giants were, I think, in the top 10. I think they were 8th. So,
that means there's only room to go up.
It's fair. Maybe that's why you have a brighter future. But no, I think I'm gonna do my concluding statement right now. The Giants, I think, have better coaching. They're in an easier division, and I think we are better at maximizing the talent that we do have with our coaching staff.
I just think Matty P has so much to play into that. I just like calling Matt Patricia Matty P because I'm upset at him at the moment. But I think seeing what Bill O'Brien and an actual offensive coordinator can do with that offense could be epic.
Okay.
And then I don't really have a big last point. I just have one other thing I had to mention.
Matt Judon, yeah, but
Judon's a beast.
But Kayvon's gonna be better than him next year. We have younger, better talent on the defense. Judon's getting up there. Here's the actual one: Mac Jones or Daniel Jones. We haven't even brought them up.
No, and it's just because I think at this moment I think the answer is Daniel Jones. And
but wait till Daniel Jones is making $40 million a year, then I think I'd prefer Mac making $10 million.
Yeah, and the thing I will say, and I'm not positive it is Daniel Jones. That's just what I would say at this moment. I mean, you look at Mac Jones in his rookie season with a proper offensive coordinator, and it was quite epic. He, again, still some room to grow. He doesn't run, but Bill Belichick knew that going in. Daniel Jones runs, and that obviously will make Daniel Jones always look slightly better because he can always
It's
just
not.
move
It's
out.
not that though. It's Daniel Jones's personality. I'm not gonna lie to you. Mac Jones's antics on the field last year were kind of concerning to me, and I'm not trying to say this. Absolutely.
Stop.
Taking off your helmet and screaming at the coach when you don't get the play call that you like is absolutely embarrassing, especially when you're a second-year quarterback and when you're on the field screaming to the coach to shut the F up when he's putting the call in your... That doesn't create a good team environment. It doesn't create any confidence.
He never screamed shut the F up.
Whatever he was screaming,
Yeah.
his body language and his posture and the way he would talk to his coaches, it's just not what you want to see.
I just have to fully disagree with that one. I'm shocked he only made it to December before yelling at Matt Patricia. That just has to be frustrating.
I mean, Daniel Jones was under Joe Judge and Jason Garrett for 2 years and never did any of that shit. And we were horrible.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't get a little upset. I mean, you look at you all of a sudden you have the defensive coordinator as your offensive coordinator calling bad plays, and the whole thing you're hearing the whole time is people cheering Zappy behind you. And you're just like, guys, what the heck is going on?
It's a great point. It's a great point. And, quarterbacks can't crumble under pressure like that, Matthew, and that's the problem. And there's no guarantee that Bill O'Brien's going to come in and call a great offense that's then going to fix everything. And there's no guarantee that Mac's not going to have bad games and they're going to be cheering Zappy again. That was one of my points, is you guys might have a quarterback controversy on your hands if Mac struggles.
No, again, that's not a guarantee that Bill O'Brien's gonna be great or Mac Jones is gonna be great next season. It really isn't. There's some proof to show that it's going to be, though. It's also proof to show that it's not going to be. But
you can make the case either way.
Yeah, you can make the case either way. But all I'm saying is I kind of forget what I'm saying in all honesty.
You like a rah-rah quarterback. You like a guy who shows his emotions.
I
got a little Italian in him.
You got a little Italian. But no, you can't. I just feel like it is unfair the way people are blaming Mac for some of this. Now,
I'm not blaming Mac.
Mac's play was not phenomenal last season, and I can't defend him or justify him in some of his worst moments, especially in that Raiders game against Chandler Jones. But
just go for the legs.
Yeah, it was bad. Mac is still very awkward with some of his things he does. Like his sliding is hysterical. He's still learning a lot of the ropes. You look back at Joe Burrow learning how to slide. He kept getting up and looking at refs going, how do you do that?
Yeah.
He was in such a frustrating position, I feel like. And to hold that frustration in that whole time until December, then finally be like, what he said was throw the effing ball.
There it is. Yeah.
He said, "Throw the effing ball," and he was on the sidelines, and he took his helmet off and just said,
"Yeah, screamed it.
Throw the fucking ball." Oh shit! I didn't mean to
no, it's okay.
But still, I would also be in his position because we're losing games because our play calling is weird. But at the same time, I can't fully say that because Mac didn't look great. So again, I'm not positive. I'm just saying. I don't fully blame Mac for getting mad at that. And it even looked like Matt Patricia went over to him and apologized. I think there's a lot more to that situation because Bill Belichick's a head coach. We don't really know, and he's not going to let it come out.
Either way, closing statement here. Better coaching, better pizza, Papa John's. I'm just kidding. No, in all seriousness, better coaching, easier division to play in. And I think if things don't start off well for the Patriots, it could crumble pretty quick. So
I think because Bill Belichick is still our head coach, he's not going to let it just become a circus so quickly.
That's fair. I'm just those are my reasons. The Giants' future is brighter. Do you have anything in closing?
No, I had so many points I wanted to make. I can't really sum them up other than I really hope Bill O'Brien and Mac Jones can pull off a better season.
I think
last year. That's just my biggest hope. I hope Bill O'Brien was the correct pick. I hope him and Mac get along, and I hope we just make the playoffs and lose to the Bills, maybe.
You ready for this? So my statement is better coaching, easier division, no quarterback controversy. Your closing statement is bona fide offensive coordinator, untapped talent, and the best coach of all time.
A little bit.
Yeah, that was your thing. You have a real coordinator. You have a bunch of talent on your team at the running back, the wide position, and the running back, wide receiver, and the tight end. And then you also have the best coach of all time. So those are the summed up arguments.
Yeah, totally.
I appreciate the debate. Like I said, I've said it before. I really don't have a lot of hate towards the Patriots. We beat them twice in the Super Bowl, so thanks for that. Bill Belichick was our defensive coordinator on the Giants and won another Super Bowl with us. So Bill Belichick has always been a part of our Super Bowls. So that's really nice of him.
The only thing I really actively dislike about the Giants is why are you guys' colors also red, white, and blue?
But we have a better blue. We're not that navy crap.
No, stop. You don't have a better blue, and you're not the Patriots. Like, why are the Giants red, white, and blue? Makes sense the Patriots are red, white, and blue.
It's interesting. Stand up and show us your shirt. Just stand up and show us your shirt. Established in 1960. 1925.
All right,
We've been around forever. All right? We're one of the original teams. People in New England used to watch the Giants when the Patriots were so bad they wouldn't get on TV. If it wasn't for Brady, you guys wouldn't be the Patriots, all right? So let's chill. The Giants have generations of deep-seated winners.
I guess I don't know enough about the history of it all to speak to that, but other than I think my point still stands. It's weird.
When it comes to the uniforms, I always give the Patriots their due. You guys have great, and the upgraded uniforms, kudos. Way to get rid of the silver. The helmets still look cheesy as hell. Giants colors are better, but that's okay. You guys still have good colors too. I'm not gonna hate on it.
No, we can end this here. You're being silly.
Everyone in the chat, let us know below who has a brighter future. What points did you agree with? What points did you not agree with? Who has a better looking uniform? And be honest with yourself, okay? Matthew, thanks for being here. What a debate. That was good.
Go Patriots, go Eagles.
All of his links are down below. Go Giants, go Bills. And we will see all of you on the next one. Peace.